Hello, tribe. Let's jump right into a video by Raymond, Thoughts on Mind here.
Okay, so take a second here. You should be doing the bare minimum that you have to get by at this point. Now, I know that's a big pronouncement.
I'll stop you right there. I'm going to add my commentary throughout this video. He says you should just be doing the bare minimum to get by, and that's a very big pronouncement. Or did he say very?
A big pronouncement.
That's a big pronouncement, he says. Well, it isn't really a big pronouncement. There isn't really anything to unpack. You're just upset, Raymond, and I feel for you as a man. We'll keep going on, but dude, the thing is, Raymond, so many men always did the bare minimum to support their families and stuff like that. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Almost don't know. I understand that you're upset, but that's about it.
There's a lot to unpack with that statement, but I want to get my thoughts out on this for a second. Just bear with me. Different video today, a little more of a confessional, if you will. I am rapidly coming to the conclusion in my life that no one, absolutely no one gives a shit if you go an extra mile anymore.
Absolutely no one
obviously not.
gives a shit if you don't go the extra mile anymore. Right. Raymond, because it's just you're single. I mean, who is there to give a shit? What are you talking about? Okay? Guy, I mean, I gotta stop you here.
Absolutely no one gives a shit if you go an extra mile anymore. Obviously not vocationally, obviously not in the job market, obviously not in the dating market, unless you are already perfect. The women want nothing to do with you. And
The women want nothing to do with you. Well, there are passport bros. And you're not gonna be a passport bro. That's fine, I understand, but I gotta call you out on this one because women don't owe you anything. Well, I'm not saying that they do owe you anything, or I'm not saying that you think they owe you anything, but why should it upset you?
that maybe you will get in the dating market, in the woman market, in the maybe some, not even dates. You don't even get dates. You just get like some mild attention from some women that may be marginally attractive enough that you think, okay, well, this is worth maybe tolerating. No, instantly, a list of 500 different requirements that you're just going to have to fulfill. Oh, and just make sure they got to make sure that you know they're not that type of girl, and they want to make sure that you have a connection with them. It's not just going to be what you actually want, which is quite frankly sex.
Yeah, but that was never the deal. You never just got that. You always had to have some kind of connection. You did. I mean, there's pay for play. There's, I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Very bad girls. There's always been that. If you want that badly enough, I think you can still get it. It might be illegal. Maybe it's illegal in most places in the U.S., I guess. Actually, the world. But, I mean, come on. That's never been the deal, though. You always had to offer something, right? Why do you think that you can just automatically get it just because you're male and she's female? It has never worked that way.
It's so simple, ladies. You just put out, be nice.
It's so simple, ladies. You just put out and be nice. It's never, but that's warped. It's never, as much as I want to say yes, I understand you as a man. Why don't they just bend right over? I get it, but I gotta stop you here and tell you that it's never worked that way. I mean, you always had to want a relationship at least. I always did. Well, I can't say on every single case I actually continued to pursue that, but in the majority of cases, I actually wanted a relationship. and so did she, and there was an exchange. She didn't just give me services. It never. Nope, it never happened. Nope, nope. Trying to think. Nope. There was never anybody who was just DTF and that's it. Maybe you are the kind of guy who could, but no, you're complaining that you're not getting that. So I don't think you are the kind of guy who could get that anyway.
In that order, you should be done trying to impress other people at 2025 at this stage in the game. If you're paying for your own roof over your head, if you're paying for the bare minimums of your existence, if you are able to not borrow money from other people in order to get by day to day. Now, I'm not talking about a vehicle that you really want. I'm not talking about a house. Like, a house is a little different. If you're not borrowing, if you're not living on nothing, you actually have some kind of an income, whatever that is. There's no wrong answer on that, by the way. There's no job that will fulfill you. There's no line of work that will be easier than said other line of work. There's no line of work. There's no income stream that is more insulated from the avalanches of existence. There's nothing that's actually secure. Because now that we're little pawns in this global world where we're all just kumbaya, happy, kumbaya, lucky, blah, 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 all just together.
This guy seems to be nearing some kind of break or episode. He's just frantic. I'm playing him at 1.5 speeds, so he looks maybe. Well, that's just exaggerating his motions to just make it more apparent how angry he is. And it baffles me because I notice in my videos the main thing that disappoints me about my videos is that I'm smiling too much. I can't find a thumbnail where I'm not smiling. I try not to. I try to be serious. And I mean, I am. I feel like I'm serious, but it just shows through that I'm just happy. And this guy is so obviously not happy that it's disturbing. It's kind of alarming. I can't say I've never seen this, but it's disturbing. I'm a little concerned. I can't tell if it's a show for YouTube. Is it a YouTube display? Partly, but I can tell there's a lot of truth and emotion behind this that he's really feeling. You can't fake this. Just like I can't fake when I smile. I can't. It's not. I don't have a permanent grin or something. It's not all the time, but I tend to be happy when I'm talking to another person. I tend to be happy. Even if I can't see that person, they're on YouTube. And I think, I hate to say it, guy, but it might be due to some of the choices God, however much I wish this could be the other way around, brother. You know how much easier it is for me when people are dogging on me about the bad choices I've made in life and how hard it is for me and what a dipshit I am and everything. You know how much easier that is for me to hear than it is to look at a video like this and think that maybe I'm happier than this and I've sidestepped a lot of this because of some of the choices I've made toward happiness in my life. I hate this. But
We're in this shit world that we have to live in. If this is what it is.
This shit world that we have to live in, I'm sorry, dude, but you will not once hear me say, as much as I think things are wrong, there are problems, I don't say this shit world. Because it's not. And I think because of some of the choices I've made in life toward happiness, I wish you could just sit there, everybody else could just sit there all the time and talk about what a dipshit, dumb fuck I am who did everything wrong. I wish, really, that would be so much easier for me. But to look at a guy like this on YouTube and to think that although I'm apparently not explicitly enviable in any way, my circumstances are no good, objectively speaking, But my mental health, seems to be to where I think he needs a therapist, maybe, and I don't think that many people need a therapist. I think they're mostly worthless. you know, I hate to say it, but I mean, from experience, I find I don't need one, and never did. But this world will convince you that you do. But I guess sometimes if you're a guy like me, the world will convince you that you do. But the guy like this would never see one, and I'd agree they're probably useless to him. He's just too angry. Let's go on.
And it sure as hell looks like the older I get that this is what it is.
The older you get, I don't know how old you are, but you might get happier as you get older. I've noticed that. I'm happier now than I was 10 years ago. Certainly. 20 years ago, of course.
You can't compete. You'll never be the guy that she wants. She'll never be the nymphette that you want. You'll never get the relationship you want. If you have kids and a wife already, you need to do your best to keep them around. If you have children, congratulations, you won the genetic lottery. You reproduced.
Guy, it's not about winning the genetic lottery for me. I just say I have a daughter. I guess, coming from the point of view, I'm trying to remember, from the point of view of a guy who's never reproduced, it's like, yeah, somehow your genes, you feel like an inferiority complex about not passing on your genes, but that is not warranted because there are so many close family that have reproduced, and the genetic lottery. Why? I just wanted to have a kid. When I have a kid, I just wanted to have a kid. At least once, and I guess it was about, yeah, to some extent it was about genetics, but after the fact, genetics are not they're not a very important part of having a daughter, especially. I mean, she's mine, but okay, let's go on.
Us single guys, especially us single guys that are going far into the late 30s and late 40s of just invisibility in modern life.
Invisibility in modern life. Well, typically you would just have a family, and people back in the day, in earlier times. You're right, it's modern times. You're invisible in modern times, but in earlier times, people were just so-called introverted much more. They just had more personal lives. They were more likely to have a diary. They didn't expect thousands of views when they were viewed on YouTube. They didn't just have as much rant space as this, and they had simpler things to make them happier. You might have some pets that made you happy, some hobbies. You mostly just kept to yourself, read books more.
And I mean invisibility. Holy God, I am at best a nuisance in public.
At best, a nuisance in public? What do you mean? What, does somebody call the cops on you and say you're bothering them, or what? How much of a nuisance are you? Like, what? What, do they look at you wrong? Do they not pay enough attention to you? Do they not flower you with attention? Do they not laugh with you enough? Do they not look at you? What are they supposed to do? I mean, about once a day, I walk over to the local grocery store here in the Philippines. I think it's called a sari-sari. I go over there. There's a nice lady there, smiles at me. I smile at her. She's married and all that, But it's like, we're just nice, and I prefer her store because she's nice. She's a nice lady. She says, "Hello, sir, what is yours?" Or something like that, meaning, "What's your order?" She's just a nice lady. So, and they're just nice. They're just people in the neighborhood who say hi and stuff. I don't, maybe the Philippines in this area is so much different from life in the US that we're worlds apart. Maybe I made some good decisions in my life. I hate to say it.
But that's the perception that other people make it clear that they see me as. At worst, they make it clear I'm the worst thing that happened to them that day.
How could you be the worst thing that happens to them that day? That's beyond me. How could you even think that? Are you paranoid? Like, how do they look at you? Or maybe that really is life in the US again. It might be that I just so happen to make some good decisions in my life, as much as I hate it. As much as I would like for a guy like this to be laughing at me and saying, "Oh, you are such a dipshit. Why are you living in the Philippines? You are so poor, man. You are so stupid. Why are you doing that, man?" I wish, but it looks like I'm happy. Objectively, I have very little reason to be, except having a small family. Whew.
The only females I interact with are ones that are forced to interact with me that work at the grocery store. I go through the checkout line.
Forced to interact with you? I don't get that. The lady I interact with, loves to see me.
You still have these fucking red pill guys. You still have these older guys. They haven't dated since 1999. Ask 10 girls out. Ask 50 girls out. You can't get one to look at you, let alone be able to stop them to talk to you. I try. They either make it, they just look right through you and keep walking, or they just turn around and there's no interaction.
No interaction. I don't know what's causing that. Is it social media? Is it online culture? Is it dating apps? What is it that's causing you to say people look through you? I don't get you guys. I don't get it.
At all. The only women that treat me like I'm human are older and almost always married, and I'm not interested either way.
Well, the only women who are interested, maybe they're older or married. Maybe they're just being nice to you. Maybe they're just being friendly. And they're able to do that without any extra worries because they are older and married. So the pressure's off and they're just being friendly to you.
When I'm being honest with myself, it's not possible. There's no reason to try to go slay any dragons when the world doesn't want you around. And
why doesn't the world want you around?
The patronizing, pithy little, well, you're going to die anyway, so you need to go live some other life or something else. No, I'm doing the best I fucking can to meet the bare minimum requirements of how heinously expensive this world is now. I am trying.
Yeah, it's life in the Philippines is so cheap. It's astounding. Maybe I just so happen to make some good choices in life. As much as I hate to say it.
My damnedest to keep my spending under $600 a month for food. I blew out.
$600 a month for food. Do you realize most of our food here is so cheap? Actually, everything here is so cheap that we live on less. This whole family, including brother-in-law, some extended family who stay, we spend less per month than this guy does on food. Again, I hate to say it. I don't want to say that again. Maybe it's not really about choices. Because I just so happen to end up in the Philippines where, I was just a dipshit fool and I just ended up here. I didn't know I was gonna be happy. I didn't know that I would actually be happier than a ranting MGTOW guy on YouTube, red pill guy on YouTube. I didn't know. I really didn't.
Out of that. I'm already over it. Month after month after month, it's $50, it's $70 over, it's $100 over. It's the budget's creeping up to $800 a month just for food.
Yeah, you know what? We have some pigs out back, and we're trying to increase the number of pigs we have like every 3 months until we're just self-supporting. All we gotta do is feed the pigs, slaughter them, whatever. We don't care. I should have aspirations and everything. But again, I do kind of feel with the guy because one of the reasons I'm not in the US is because of what he's talking about. So I'm sympathetic in a way. You know, I get you.
You just barely scraping by is enough. Anybody expecting you to go out and create some magnanimously interesting life, either they always couch it like this. It's, you need to go out and be the most compelling person in the room, or just shut up and stop bitching about this shit. No, how about you accept the reality that I have a human volitional voice and I have something to say. I'm fed up with this bullshit. I'm fed up with being told one thing, and clearly reality is exactly the opposite every fucking time. And
you're just going on and on, not making any good points.
every time I even come close to something that I think maybe, hey, that might actually work out. I might get laid for once. Nope, 5 million other requirements, and oh, you're...
I might get laid for once? Why is this driving you, like, into some kind of psychiatric level, or extreme psychological level rage? It's just copulation, it's just intercourse. I mean, can't you? And I mean, and if... What makes you think that it's a good idea to do a YouTube rant about not getting laid? When did this become, like, socially acceptable to just...
You're not trying to connect with me enough, and you're all this emotional tampon baggage bullshit that you gotta put up with.
Emotional tampon... You know, women are like... They've always been... Like, you have to have a relationship with a woman. And you have to understand that they're emotional. I mean, don't you get that? Something seems to have warped men in the past decades to just make them think that women, you know, if you want a woman to really just put out and go away, I think you if you're careful, you probably could get away with it. She might... I don't want to comment on that, but it sounds like what you want is actually a PROSTI. You know, it sounds like that.
With. At this point, I understand why all these big YouTubers that are guys have no money. They spend it all on ladies of the evening in Nevada.
They spend it all on ladies of the evening? Well, I don't know. I no comment. I don't know.
And this fucking shaming of you need to just go live your life anyway because you're gonna die. It's like, bro, I am living my life. Every day is misery. Every day is 15 little compartmentalized little sections of time that I have to figure out what's a priority and what I don't get free time. Everything.
Just about all I have is free time. Again, it seems like maybe I made some good choices in life. Guys, it is so cheap to live here in the Philippines. Please like, share, and subscribe. Because I can live on a YouTube channel. I can live on a YouTube channel. If it gets monetized and people start watching me, I don't know, 1,000 views a day or something, I can live here.
Everything has to be a compartmentalized little section of something to fit into paying for existence. Inflation has gotten so heinously horrible that you literally have to monetize every single moment that you're alive, otherwise you're gonna fall behind. Let alone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here in the Philippines, but inflation is not so bad, you know, or even if it were, it's like stuff is so cheap already that... And so much of our food is just grown here, local and everything. It's like, inflation doesn't really hurt that bad.
Try to compete on some global stage with some Saudi prince that flies him out to do what and you know where.
Saudi prince that flies him out and does you know what in the you know where. Man, you are like so jealous of like physical contact that it's because you keep talking about it. It's like, man, can you just figure out a way to get some, or try to understand that women, there's more to them, or there should, like, the kind of woman you should want to be with should have more to her to offer than just what you say you want. Like you're begging for scraps yourself, because the S3X is just,
They have the gall to say, well, I'm not that kind of girl. I thought you would just like me for me. No! Stop it with this. Go live your life because you're going to die anyway. I'm trying.
well, look, man, if the girl, if you really just don't like the girl for her at all, don't be messing around with her physically. It's not a good idea anyway.
The best I fucking can. I think most of the guys in my audience are trying the best that we fucking can. We're dying every day trying to pay bills. When you make the world a globalized economy of scale of the entire planet at 9 billion, 10 billion, however many supposed people that are on the planet. No, you cannot compete.
You know, you're just making me think maybe I happen to make some good decisions in life.
You're lucky if you're just getting through the day. Illegitimately, you're lucky if you're just getting through the day.
Well, I must be super lucky then, because I actually enjoy my life and I have plenty of free time and everything is cheap and I love my family and we're close and my beautiful little daughter is growing up happily.
And then the days add up and that becomes a week and that becomes a month and that becomes a year. And before you know it, you're old. And even less people.
Yeah, and you know what? Before you know it, you're old. That's one of the things that makes life so beautiful. You know, you're gonna get old. And so you just enjoy it while you can. And you know that hopefully, if you have a daughter, hopefully you'll be a grandpa. Hopefully you can just come with your years, age gracefully, stay young, be happy, be merry. But to be upset by the fact that has been with mankind from the beginning, that we get old and die, is just, it's beyond me. Why would you be upset that you get old? That's one of the beautiful things in life.
Want anything to do with you. Nothing you do is going to be good enough. So just go live, just go have a job, just go live a life, just go pay your bills. That should be enough. And no, we don't get women. We don't get friends. We don't get anybody interested in us or in our lives because we're average men.
Sad.
Average lives of quiet desperation. Well, I don't want to be fucking quiet anymore. And all anybody ever does is bitch about how much I'm whining.
Sad. Confusing. Disturbing.
The noose of inflation is just tightening and tightening and tightening. You should be happy with an average life.
Why don't you go to the woods?
And just paying the bills. And at this point, pornography use and just jerking it, just do that. These women have...
Yeah. For one thing, if it's really that bad, why don't you just go somewhere and be a monk or something? Sounds like you're ripe for it. Now you're saying pornography use. Pornography use is never a good idea. Never. It's a vice. It's not going to fulfill you. It's bad for your brain. No, I think you know that, don't you? But this is just all part of your give up thing. You're saying that it's better to just jerk it to porn than it is to put up with the world. Is that how far the escapism has gotten for you, that you would rather just press the easy button, dive into the world of porn and forget everything? Is that because you really do consider this a shit world, don't you? You appreciate nothing, you're grateful for nothing, you don't pray to God, you don't appreciate anything. You're not grateful for anything.
Made it so impossibly expensive just from a time and attention standpoint to get anything from them. And they made it clear that that's the only thing that they want. That's it. That's all they have to offer. Now, you just want one thing? Yes.
You just want one thing? Yes. But now I can't say that I've really found every person I've banged to be really beautiful inside, but ultimately that is what you want anyway. At least a relationship that you can continue is what you should want. Why would you just want that one thing? And just beg for it down to the point where you say, yes, that is the one thing I want. Aren't you worth more than just wanting that? Aren't you more complex than that? Don't you have feelings? Like inside, do you feel something sometimes when a woman is near? Is it just sexual? Or are you capable of feeling an emotional attraction, developing a bond or something, or having something with a woman? I'm not sure. I'm not a very articulate guy. I'm not really sure the right words for it, but I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like some like certainly when a man has a wife, I mean, almost all the time, it's not just for sex. I mean, a lot of men will admit to get married for sex, but man, even when they say that, by the choice that they make, you know that it's not just that.
That's why I'm talking to you. That's the point of this. I don't know how this ends. I don't know where this goes. I don't know what is going to happen next. But holy God, I'm so tired of giving so much of myself and getting not what I want. And then I start saying directly what I want. And then that's met with three.
You know, I've banged so many chicks over time, and who cares, man? Why do you care? Why do you have this maniacal look on your face, you know? It's like, it's nothing. Why? Why be upset? Why not be happy? Why can't you just choose happiness? Please. Look at this face. Oh.
They're all the same. They never give you what you want. Women, we would like sex. Enthusiastic, nasty, fun.
Enthusiastic, nasty, fun guy. I mean, the way you just blurt out this list. Enthusiastic, nasty, fun. Dude, they're not porn actresses, man. You gotta play them like a violin. You gotta feel their body. You gotta get them warmed up. You know, I mean, you might have a quick bang now and then, but I mean, other than that, most of the women you're ever gonna be with need some kissing. You know, do you like kissing? I liked kissing a lot. I mean, I still do. You know, kissing is part. You don't mention the kissing. What kind of a man are you? Well, I'll tell you what, man. A lot of the times I got banged just from kissing well. Be a good kisser, man.
Crazy adult bedroom fun time.
Crazy adult bedroom fun time, man. They like it playful too, man. Adults, man, they like it when you play too, man. They like it when you like. Man. There's so many different things women can like, man.
It'd be neat if you, I don't know, liked us too, but that's not even a necessity. I'm gonna have
Man, you're crazy, man.
to fucking figure out how to get out the perump. That's all it amounts to at this point. Even a necessity. I'm gonna have to fucking figure out how to get out the perump. That's all it amounts to at this point.
He's gonna have to figure out how to get to Pahrump, Nevada. Man, you're gonna like empty like all your savings, man. Why don't you get out an atlas of the world, throw a dart just about anywhere. hook up with some of the fine international ladies. Be like, hey baby, what's up? Hey, how you doing? You know, speaking their, learn some of their language. Say, hey, you want to learn some English with me? Let's go learn some bedtime English. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There's all kinds of women outside Pahrump who are like, you know, they're down with that. American boy. American boy. Come on.
I'm so fed up. I'm so tired. The fucking you sit there and you think, okay, well maybe this one would maybe turn into nope, just requirements. Emotional. Yeah, you're not what the fuck did she say? Connecting. I don't feel like we've connected yet. I've been trying to I'm giving you
Kiss her, man. Slip her the tongue, man. Be feeling her, you know, just a little by little. Grabbing her love handles a little bit, you know, tugging her a little closer, like smell her hair, you know. Come on, man, be macking a little bit.
1 million texts a day plus phone calls. That's not free. We're not connected. You don't understand.
Whoa, wait, what? 1 million messages a day, man. That you just bombed that one, man. You gotta keep her in suspense. Like, you know, be macking a little bit like, hey, baby. You know? Yeah, I'm here. What you up to? What you doing? Yeah, you wanna come around? I'm here. I'm not gonna pay anything. Just come around if you want. I don't care.
All you want is sex. Yes! That's the point!
Yeah, you know, but you know what that's for? That's for making babies. Come on, man, have some respect too, man. Have some respect for the lady.
Hey! Maybe I'm getting to the age where it's just like, I don't have time to wait. I don't have mental space to wade through the bullshit. And I don't have mental space, conversely, on the manosphere red pill side to deal with the constant chiding and chastising of just go live your best life anyway, because then you're gonna die. It's like, I'm trying to live my best life. I'm really trying. I'm like, really trying. And it doesn't seem to be good enough for most people. And it doesn't help that it's 100 fucking degrees outside and it's literally hell. But God!
Damn, I hate to be the one to say this, but man, sucks to be you, I guess. You did everything right, maybe, and I'm the one who was supposed to be the mess up. But it seems like it just so happened that I made some good decisions. This is weird.
When does it end? When do I get mine? That's what I want to know. When do guys...
Where do you get mine? Where do you get yours? I don't know. How old are you, man? I didn't get nothing really good. You know, I didn't get set up with the way my life is until like 7 years ago, man. Over 7 years ago. I'm 44. Almost 45. You got time, man. You're a man. You know. Ring me up. Get in touch. Maybe you can come over to the Philippines. I'll give you some dating lessons, some advice. Slip her the tongue. I'll tell you to slip her the tongue and stuff. You know, man, you gotta just be doing that stuff, man. You just gotta be up, you know, not just DTF. You gotta be up for some, you know, getting in the mood.
Guys actually get what they want. Oh, wait, never. And they're never gonna be happy until we're all just under the ground. I've been on deathbed. I've been on death's bed. I'm not in a hurry to go back. And all of you little wiseacres and your little wise asses in the comments, typing away. Now let's see what little jab we can get into his ribcage today, guys. Come on.
I am not trying to jab into your ribcage, man. I'm just looking at you like aghast. Like, this guy is something else. I feel for you all the way, man. I'm looking at your disturbing content, like trying to figure it out, trying to feel what you're feeling. And you need help, brother. You do.
Oh, your fake laugh is so disgusting, you incel bald little redneck little...
About the imagined YouTube commenters, for one thing, if you don't like comments, just tell people don't talk to me. Just get on your video and say it. Unless it's gonna be nice, don't talk to me. That's all you have to do. You don't have to have a crazy rant. Like I've said before on my channel, this small channel that nobody watches, I just say, well, you know, and the invitation to talk to me is not extended. You're invited to comment anything you want, but if you talk to me, I'll just say thanks for watching. I don't converse with commenters. That's not what it's for, in my opinion.
So tired of it. Hot little redhead. She ended her life because of haters on the internet. And yet, thousands and millions of men world over get nothing but hate on the internet 24/7. Nobody bats an eye.
Okay, what do you want?
Yeah, this isn't what you expected. But at this point, why the hell am I even trying? At this point, why bother? What's the point?
Well, usually by this point, men would be married, have some steady little, you'd be watching your kids grow up, typically. At least one kid. That has made a huge world of difference to me.
Just make enough money to pay your bills. Don't dream anymore. Don't have aspirations. You're just going to get let down. Any vehicle you want to buy is just going to let you down. The house that you think you want, the location you think you want to live in, it'll just let you down. Any woman will just let.
Well, I've given up on house, car, job, that kind of stuff long ago. I completely agree. Yeah. That's why I'm not in the US. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back. House, car, job, and stuff. Yeah, I totally failed that. Like, I get you there. If you seriously need those things to be happy, which maybe in the US you do, I feel for you.
Let you down. You literally are better off just jacking it to porn. I'm serious.
No, you're not.
That's how cynical and bitter and black-pilled I've become at this point.
Well, anything that's born of bitterness and black pill, it's probably not going to help you. Just abstain and back out. I mean, you can red pill, I guess, but if it's going to be like black pilled into jacking it to porn, it's like, there are other schools of thought, there are other philosophies and things that will actually make you happier if you're able to do them. And don't just give up like that.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I don't know what the point of me sitting down here and trying to say this was anyway. That's what you get. Just do the bare minimum. Because
look, nobody even watches my YouTube channel, and I do it anyway too. I got you there.
Reality is not giving you back even close what you're giving to it. Not even close. And in fact, in most cases, reality is telling you to just go off yourself. Don't do that. I'm not doing that. I still
No, it's not. No life is telling you that. Please get some help. Alright. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and post this. I hope I get some views, but I'm not gonna go on a mad rant. Not that bad. If I don't get what I want. Thanks for watching.